Many saints like Chakradhar, Namdev, Jnaneshwar, and Eknath lived in Maharashtra before Shivaji was born. They preached the virtue of kindness, service, non-violence, sacrifice, generosity, equality, and brotherhood. They created in the minds of the people the feeling that all men are equal. No one is high or low. The work of these saints can be compared to that of a farmer who tills the land and makes it ready for sowing seeds. Sri Chakradhar Swami was originally a prince from Gujarat. He became an ascetic and wandered over to Maharashtra. He moved all over Maharashtra preaching the principle of equality. Now, he did not believe in any discrimination based on gender or caste. So several men and women became his followers. The sect he established is called Mahanubhav sect. Memorable incidents from his life have been compiled in a book titled Leela Charitra. What description of Vitthal? He lived in the village Narasi. He composed numerous songs in praise of God, performed kirtans everywhere. Kirtans are songs and stories based on religious themes. You know that? Well, he performed kirtans everywhere and brought about general awakening among the people. He travelled all over Maharashtra with Jnaneshwar and taught the people deep devotion to God. He instilled in them the desire to protect their religion. Sant Namdev later travelled all over India. He went to Punjab, composed songs in Hindi, and spread the message of equality among the people. Even now, some of his devotional songs are found in the religious book of the Sikhs, Guru Granth Sahib. His songs are still sung all over Maharashtra with great love and devotion. Sant Jnaneshwar was 5 years younger than Sant Namdev. His family belonged to Apegao. He was born in 1275 AD. Nivruttinath and Sopandev were his brothers. Muktabai was his sister. Bigoted men of the time used to look down upon these children because they were the offspring of a sannyasi. Now it happened something like this. Their father took sannyas and retired from worldly life. As a sannyasi, he left home. But later on, obeying the order of his guru, he returned home and started living with his wife. Their 4 children were born afterwards. But the narrow-minded religious leaders did not think it right that a sannyasi should have children. People persecuted these children and banished them from their community. Once Jnandev went around the town begging for alms, but no one would give him any alms. He had to listen to abusive language instead. Young Nyandev was deeply pained by this incident. He entered his hut and locked the door from inside to grieve over his lot. Muktabai came and knocked at the door. She said, "Open the door, Jnaneshwar. How can we remain drowned in our own sorrow? Who will then look to the welfare of the world?" These words of his sister gave new hope to Nyandev. He forgot his personal sorrow and started his work. Everywhere, the poor and backward people were being oppressed in the name of the religion. Jnaneshwar went among the people and taught them to have faith in God. Give equal treatment to all. Help those in trouble and allay their misery. Jnaneshwar's words were heard in every nook and corner of Maharashtra for the last 700 years. In those days, all religious teaching was confined to Sanskrit books. Now, ordinary people did not understand Sanskrit. The language in everyday use was Marathi. Jnaneshwar wrote his outstanding book, Jnaneshwari, in Marathi. He thus opened wide for his people the doors of knowledge, where he preached the ideal of brotherhood among all men. At a very early age, at Alandi near Pune, Nyandev took samadhi, that is, put himself in a trance from which he never came out. On the 11th day of Ashad and Kartik, thousands of pilgrims go to Alandi to visit the Samadhi. Sant Eknath carried on the work started by Sant Namdev and Sant Jnaneshwar. He lived in Paithan. He preached that the way to reach God was through devotion, Bhakti Marg. He wrote numerous religious songs, abhangs, ovis, and bharuds. His advice to the people was not to accept any distinction of high and low. He made friends with the poor and the downtrodden and taught them devotion to God. His love extended even to the dumb animals. He exhorted the people to love all human beings and practiced what he preached. One day, he was going to the river Godavari for a bath. It was noon and very hot. The sand bed along the riverside was very hot too. He heard the crying of a child sitting on the hot sand. Eknath looked around and saw the orphan child. He rushed to him and looked around for the child's parents. He picked up the child in his arms, wiped his tears, and reached him home. In this way, by his personal example, Eknath impressed the message of love and equality on the minds of the people. Two great saints, Tukaram and Ramdas, lived in Shivaji's time. Tukaram came from Dehu near Pune. He owned a farm and also a grocery shop. His forefathers used to lend money to the needy people. But Tukaram, now he did something very nice. He drowned in the river Indrayani all the record of loan papers he had. Thus, giving relief to many. He would go to the neighboring hill and sing songs in the praise of God Vitthal. On the 11th day, Ekadashi of the month of Ashad and Kartik, he would go to Pandharpur. He wrote devotional songs, abhangs, performed kirtans. Thousands flocked to listen to him. Shivaji Maharaj also attended his kirtans. Sant Tukaram preached to the people about the virtues of pity, forgiveness, and peace of mind. He also gave them the message of equality. He alone is a saint, and God dwells with him who calls the weak and the downtrodden as his own. He impressed this truth on the minds of the people. He made them think. People accepted him as a great religious leader and showered their praise on him. Even today, all over Maharashtra, we hear people proclaiming Gyanbat Tukaram, the name of the two great saints. Even today, Tukaram Gatha is read in every household. At the same time, the hills and valleys of Maharashtra were filled with the echoes of
Jai Jai Raghubir Samartha.
Glory to the great Rama, an invocation constantly on the lips of the great saint Ramdas. Ramdas was born at Jamb on the banks of the Godavari in Marathwada. His birthday falls on Ram Navami, the day on which the great hero Rama was born. Narayan was his real name, but he preferred to call himself Ramdas, the servant of Rama. Through his great book, Das Bodh, he taught men the ways of good life. Through his Manase Shlok, that is stanzas addressed to the mind, he gave people lessons in good thoughts and good conduct. To popularize the worship of strength, he raised the temples of Hanuman, the god of strength. He exhorted people to be strong and told them of the power that resides in a united people. He taught them to organize themselves and fight against injustice. This gave courage to the people. The work of these saints brought about a great awakening among the people. Religion once again became a thing to be respected, and a spirit of self-reliance was born. People regained their lost confidence. This great awakening among the people brought about by the saints helped Shivaji in his fight for Swaraj.